Good evening, everybody. So, in the first turn, we tackled the nature, approaches to, and value philosophy. And then, in the second one, we tackled the contemporary relevance of ethics. We now proceed with chapter one, the basic concepts and issues in ethics, meaning it's really the nature of the field. So, read this will be our approach now throughout the semester. So you'll be trained in reading um, the text. If you're under me sa topology, you will know that this is also my approach, Nagitay readings. So the author start with this line. We cannot but encounter moral questions and issues in our life, since the actions that we do are bound to affect ourselves and other people, either positively or negatively. Kasi pasabutan to. It simply means that ethics, no, is a subject that we cannot avoid. Why? Because everything we do has an effect on other people. And unsa man ang effect, sometimes um the effect is beneficial to them, which is good. But sometimes the effect is negative. It harms them, right? Our actions may promote the welfare of other people, just as they may infringe on their rights and violate their dignity, right? So because you live, no, we live in a social world where our actions affect others, we cannot escape, no, the question of is this the right thing to do? Right. Every one of us, at one time or another, has experienced asking about what the morally right thing to do is, or more generally, about what things should be valued. Some of our moral questions may be straightforwardly practical. Should we take away a scholarship grant from an underprivileged student due to a low grade that she incurred? Is it right to deceive a friend to spare him from a certain risk? Pwede ba ta mamakakma? Kaya aron di siya mapiligro. Or there's a practical example. Or sometimes these questions are also more abstract. The examples given are, what is the ultimate good? What is justice? Is morality relative? So, we have these practical questions on the one hand, and we have these more abstract questions. Some moral questions we may have we may have may concern our own actions. Should I reveal the truth? Should I give to charity? Or sometimes our questions deal with the actions of other people. Was it morally permissible for the president to make those remarks? Example, Duterte, when he said God is stupid, was it morally permissible? Another question is, should the government legalize divorce? It's about what the government will do. Diba? It's another person's action. Here, the person is not also an individual, but the government, collective, the person, collective person. These questions, which vary in kinds, are the concerns of a particular branch of philosophy called ethics. This philosophical discipline basically deals with humanity's inquiries about right conduct, the good life, and moral values. Yeah, if you have questions about that part of the material, you can, of course, send me your questions. So the essential idea there is that there's a breadth of questions that are actually within the scope and domain of ethics, some practical, some theoretical or abstract. Sometimes it's about what we will do, or it's about the actions of others. Sige, let's continue. As rational beings, we are capable of acting freely rather than merely driven by instinct. Our actions are preceded by an understanding of the value of such acts, their consequence, and their rightness or wrongness. So we are free, right? And from that uh, freedom, no nga, tinuyuan ba? We have the capacity to do actions that are tinuyuan, conscious, no? And that makes it not just about, so muna kalihian ko, no, according to my professor at St. Carlos, that's the difference between behavior and conduct, di ba? You cannot punish, for example, a dog for acting in a certain way because walay free will ang dog. But you can punish a human person if wala, tinuyuan ang iyang evil act. Why? Because the dog does not have free will, whereas the human being has free will. Right? And because of our rationality, we are inclined to think about and to try to understand the basis of what we live in or what we should pursue in life. We do not want to simply depend on what authorities say or what social conventions and norms prescribe as right or wrong. Because, as Socrates said, an examined life is not worth living. In the same spirit of this classical statement, it can also be said that the morally examined life is truly worth living. So, really, it's about scrutinizing if kaning giingon nila nga angay na buhaton or bawal na buhaton. Sakto ba na? No? Because in ethics, we do not just study our own morality. If what I should or what I actually believe to be right or wrong, but it's about what anybody objectively, independent of kinsa pa na siya, should do or not know. Well, so it's not dependent on what tradition tells you, what authorities tell you. So the authors continue. It is indeed worthwhile to engage in ethics, for it provides us with the opportunity to look into the reasons and justifications behind our own actions and the actions of others, the bases and principles of our decision making, and the goals of our moral life in order to find clear answers to the various moral issues and problems that we encounter in life. All right. However, before we tackle the practical questions in ethics, we must first clarify the fundamental questions, concepts and issues we often encounter in moral discourse. We need to be clear about certain questions like, what is the nature of morality? Unsa man gyud ang morality? What is the good? Unsa man ang kaayuhan? No? Unsa may maayo? And how will we know it? Are moral principles objective? Or are they relative to culture, individual decision? What relationship does morality have with religion, law, etiquette? Pareha ra ba ng morality o kuan? Religion? Pareha ra ba ang morality or ethics with law? Pareha ra ba ang ethics with etiquette? Of course not, but we'll unpack that later on. Addressing these questions will provide us a basic framework for understanding the foundation and structure of morality. So we need to settle these big questions first before we go to the details, di ba? With the application. Saan pagka-apply na to sa principles that we do not understand first, right? We begin with the principles. So, what is ethics? Now, usually, at least in everyday speech, we interchange morality and ethics. Have you noticed? But if we are forced to make a distinction between the two, kani ang simple ang distinction. When we speak of morality, we refer to the standards of a person, a specific person, or at least a specific society about what is right or wrong. So it's almost private, if not private, then collective, no? Sa inyong community, or at least personally mo. It's your answer to, it's your personal answer or your society's answer, your community's answer to the question, is this right or wrong? Pero dili ka makaingon nga true to all na siya, right? It can be unique to you. It can be idiosyncratic event. So, again, morality refers to the set of standards that a person, a specific person or a specific community says what is right and what is wrong. How we judge whether an action is good or bad whether someone is virtuous or not, or whether we ought to do this or that, depends largely on these personal or social standards. It is for this reason we can say that people can have different moralities. One person can say this is good, this is bad. Another person can disagree. Di ba? Para niya sakto na, para sa pikas, para sa laing tao, okay na. Such differences can be attributed to how our moral standards originate because sa gamay pa ta, no, we hear from our parents or friends or our teachers kung unsay sakto or dili. The church, for example, the school where you go to, napo na itudlo about unsay sakto or di. For example, some churches say bawal gyud og di magsayal ang bae, di ba? Dapat magsayal gyud. Is that a moral law? Is that an ethical law? Or is that just a convention? An social convention in your community? Is that true really to everybody? Or is that objectively a moral principle? Or is that just unique lang ninyong norm? Since people vary in terms of the social influences that we have in life, we also differ in the morality of spouse. For example, homosexual marriage or at least relationships. Different ang perspective sa mga tao, especially religious people. Of course, that's unethical for them, usually, if you're a traditional conservative Catholic, for example. But that's not also true to all. That's normal in, for example, Europe. So, but it was not also always normal in Europe. For example, the Alan Turing, for example, one of the founders of computer science, has been punished greatly. Inom og ganang pill, no, to make him straight just because homosexual siya, notwithstanding his contributions to the success of the West, no, during the Second World War. So there's a lot of disagreement about morality because it's about our personal standards. Our judgments and beliefs in these matters are influenced by the moral standards that pervade our life. But amo to. So dili lang to sa personal. Not buti personal, but napoy social, no? A certain community, like a certain religious group or a certain nationality, no, culture, may, as a whole, collectively say that goodness or bad. For example, Muslims will to refrain from eating pork. Sa mga Eskimos, pwede ang infanticide. Or in some Asian communities, pwede ang foot binding. Ito mo ng foot binding. Kana bitong ang tiil sa bata nga bai kay murag i-shape siya, turma siya, hindi siya kalakaw og tarong. To them it's okay. In fact, it's good, but for us, medyo repulsive siya, right? It's anti-woman. It's very patriarchal. So, muna, kanang duha, social o individual nga differences. If we have to make a distinction between ethics and morality na siya. So, unsa man ang ethics? Ethics differs because ethics is the discipline that examines the moral standards of an individual or society. Meaning, we step back. No? We do not just accept nga, simply because that's your principle, then okay na siya. We step back and evaluate if your reasons for your moral standards are correct or not. So, nothing is sacred. We are open to be criticized. Sakto ba itong moral standards? Not just individual moral standards, but even a social standard. We judge. We make judgments about whether, for example, cannibalism in a certain tribe is good or not. We make that judgment. In short, we evaluate moral standards, not from the lens of our own moral standard, but from established ethical standards that are objective, independent of who you are and which community you belong to. So, in a sense, ethics is a study of morality. It looks into the soundness, reasonableness, and appropriateness of the moral standards a person or society espouses. It is one thing to adapt or accept a set of moral standards. It's another thing to reflect on and examine these standards Thus, a person engages in ethics when he or she reflects on the moral standards he or she has imbibed from his or family, church, friends, and asks, kani ang standards nga akong nadawat gikan sa akong family, sa akong church, or kani ako ang personal standards, sakto lagi ni siya? Are these reasonable? Hmm? Are these practices which we do as a community, or kaning akong binuhatan, my own personal behavior, is this morally permissible? Okay ra ba ni siya? Sakto ba ni? No? Are we justified to do this or that? So, morality begins to form in childhood. Usually, ano, kanang mudawat lang ta, kung sige ingon, and then we slowly mature. And when we mature, sometimes we, muna na, mag-ethics na ta because we begin to raise the question if sakto ba ni or dili. This is actually why dili enough, no, nga di na ta mag-ethics sa college just because na ay values education sa kanang basic education. Because we might not be that mature enough yet, no, to attack questions head on ng high school pa ta. For example, when we talk about issues concerning the ethics of war, no, or kanang same-sex marriage or abortion, no? These are very sensitive issues, and perhaps the child is not yet that mature enough, no, to tackle these issues. Ang idea sa college, karon tackle with rigor and objectively. We ought to question these moral standards that we simply acquired in the past without any critical inquiry. We need to espouse only those standards which are supported by good reasons. Muna. So, maligalig ni Socrates, examined life is not worth living. Insofar as we believe anything all is true or no, right or wrong, at least what taning dawat ta ana simply because mo andan, but because we decided that it's correct. Kung kung agree mo ganito with our tradition, at least we giagian na to siya og question at first, but then na-convince lagi ta nga tinuod siya, right? That's why we continue to believe in it, no, that it's right or not. We, just as what other philosophical disciplines do, it invites us to exercise self-awareness and self-criticism with regard to our own fundamental views and beliefs about morality. In guiding us in evaluating our own moral beliefs and standards, ethics aims to shed light on the basic questions such as what is right conduct, what principles should govern our moral decision making, and what basically is a good life. Ethics is not limited to a particular moral action or to particular moral actions and practices, but it concerns itself with the whole, tanan, to the whole of moral ideals and behaviors. Which brings us to a discussion of the different areas of ethics. Right. So let's proceed with the different areas of ethics. And material, we have three general subject areas, namely meta-ethics, normative ethics, and applied ethics. Let's start with the first one, meta-ethics. Meta-ethics is here also called analytic ethics, which really looks into the nature, meaning, and scope, and thus also the foundations of moral values and discourses. Muna pasabot sa meta. Meta, you look at, sabot lang na beyond, no, after. It's the foundation, really, of these questions. We go to the general principles, really, of what makes an action right or wrong, right? So, we go to the foundations. It attempts to shed light on the basic ideas, concepts, and assumptions about morality. So, it's also called second order theorizing, right? Because it doesn't just ask if is this particular action right or wrong, but it asks the broader question, no? Is there a right thing to do at all? Now, objectively speaking. So when the first branch philosophy, we call that meta ethics. The second one is normative ethics. Normative ethics is concerned with moral standards to determine right from wrong conduct. Anito na to ang different ethical frameworks where mga patterns bitaw sa tubag. For example, katong sa niagi, we talked about the wala gito trolley problem. Lahi-lahi mong pattern sa tubag. Some of you said, pasagdan na nako ang train nga muligi sa lima because kung akong i-pull ang lever, that means I am actively causing the death of the one, di ba? And the same pattern also was applied when, for example, you said, I will not push the man, katong fat man bitaw, because that's tantamount to murder. Or katong sa hospital scenario nga, I will not um, harvest the organs no, of the so yun ni of the pink nga ating nga patient, right? Just to give those organs to the 5 dying patients because that's that amount to murder, right? Or katong sa cannibalism example, di ba? Nga you're nakuluto na ka sa sea and you don't have food, so will you eat the dying man? No? So that's one pattern. I will not do this because this is bad. Basan pa kung say consequence. We call that deontology, di ba? So, mana, there are also different patterns. We also have consequentialism, katong bitong I'll save the 5 no kaysa sa 1. That line of reasoning na buhaton ang unsay maka-good sa majority, tas consequential utilitarianism or consequentialism. Napay katulad ng virtue ethics. But muna kaduha, na branch of ethics, we call that normative ethics. We look at the norms, really, in ethics, patterns, the frameworks by which we evaluate if a certain action is right or wrong. Third area. The third area is applied ethics. Here we apply, of course. So word lang daan nga apply. We apply the different frameworks we studied no in the second branch to specific and more practical concerns. For example, public policy. We talked about, for example, how if gamay ang budget sa medicine or healthcare, naman yung consequence na, which is mamatay, no? Ang some people nga maka-benefit ito ng healthcare, but what if ang what they choice kung kay di ba resources are limited sa country, so we have to allocate only the limited resources we have. That's the fundamental economic problem that we have a lot of needs but we have only finite resources. So how will you allocate the resources for each 1,000 that you allocate to education? Kana nga 1,000 pwede unta na madong sa healthcare. For each 1,000 kay imong nahatag to the military, kana nga 1,000 nahatag uta na to healthcare again. So is it justified nga gamyon ang healthcare, meaning nga ato ihatag sa uban? That's an applied ethics issue or bioethics, no? If itong mga question nga, for example, if you're imong lula, for example, is in life support na, kay bao na ka nga predictable in a few days mawala na gid siya, no? Ang machine na lang may kapabuhi niya. Are you ethically required or obligated to really spend, mangutang ka o hundreds of thousands aron lang ma-extend iyang life for like pila ka days? So applied na siya question, right? So that's all in applied ethics. More on that later on in the semester. So those are the 3 major areas of ethics. All right. So naay kaupat na area which is actually not part of philosophy, particularly not part of ethics as a discipline. Instead, it's a part of another field which we call anthropology. Kaning a field we call this descriptive ethics, which is not a part of moral philosophy because instead of asking if a certain action is right or wrong or looking for patterns of what is right or wrong and evaluating no kung an action right or wrong ba, it simply studies if what is the moral framework of this particular community, of this particular tribe. So descriptive lang siya. We simply describe what the ethical framework of this community is. Okay? So given patterns of the moral frameworks of different communities. Is that ethics in the sense we've been using earlier? No. because ethics, as we've been discussing, is normative. We judge if an action is right or wrong. We judge if a certain ethical view of a certain religious tradition is right or wrong. But sa descriptive ethics, you do not make judgments. You just document. No? For example, Franz Boas of cultural anthropology has said that, yeah, you have to be um, neutral, right? When studying a certain tribe as to sa ilang view about what's right or wrong. And that's anthropology, which is a separate field from moral philosophy or ethics. So tulo ra jud katong meta-ethics, normative ethics, and applied ethics. Descriptive ethics is already part of anthropology. For those of you who are my students in anthropology, mo na, apil na siya sa tungtunan, but not in ethics. No? So, descriptive ethics asks what the case is, meaning what really these people believe in, what they actually did. Whereas ethics or moral philosophy evaluates if they should have done that at all in the first place. No? Lahi na siya nga question. Sociology po, lahi po na siya o approach because sociology simply looks for the set of moral beliefs and practices that is being followed by a particular group or society. But it does not ask if sakto ba to ang ilahang set of beliefs or dili. It simply documents, Psychology po, it just looks at how morality develops in the individual across time. But it does not judge if a certain belief or action or human action is certain action for a certain human being is right or wrong. So that's what makes ethics really different. We make judgments if this action is good or bad. We do not just tulad siya kay ko yan. No, we evaluate that. So those are the areas of ethics. Then we proceed with the nature of moral statements. So unsa man dod ang mga moral statements di ay? Unsa man ang statements which we label as moral statements? There are two points. The first one being that moral statements are normative statements. Unsa man ang normative statement? Pasabot og normative statement, dili siya factual statement. So, duha di ka klase sa statements. Some statements are factual statements, other statements are normative statements. Unsa man ang factual statement? A factual statement simply says, for example, there is a pen on my table, or I am lecturing to you. That's a factual statement. It's about what is currently happening. If this is correct or not by observation, or by experiment, or for example, if it's about history, you say, for example, a factual statement is the Philippine Independence Day happened in June 12, 1898. It's just a specific fact. It's not a principle, it's a fact. And therefore, it's not a normative statement, because a normative statement is, on the other hand, is a statement about what should be the case instead of how things actually are. Lahi ang how things are or what is the case from how things should be or ought to be. Katong ought to be, mo to siya ang normative statements. So unsa man yung mga normative statements? Take note, normative statements are broad to na siya, dili ra moral statements ang normative statements. Tungod kay, for example, when we speak of art, there are principles po in art nga dapat na unity, na balance, na contrast in painting. That's also a normative standard because or statement, because it's about what should you do if you are to create a piece of art at all, di ba? It's normative. It's not just about unsa may actual nga features ani nga piece of art, but it's about what you should do if you will do a good work of art, di ba? Should ought man normative. Or hindi po ta sa language or grammar. Kung magsigot ta og English grammar, for example, dapat na ay, for example, subject-verb agreement, di ba? Kung plural, dapat are imong ipalisa na. Kung singular, is imong ipalisa na. So, ought gihapon na, di ba? Unsay angay nimong buhaton. And therefore, it's a normative statement. Pero di siya moral ha. It's a grammatical standard. Pero normative siya. It's not a factual. It's not a factual statement. Dili man siya about pila man ka words ani nga sentence or kung sa may gamit is or are no. Puro na siya factual statements, no? Whereas kung ang pangutana is should you use are if plural ang subject? Kanang should bitaw ang question. That's a normative question. Or kani legal standards pwede pa na siya. Kanang it's not just about what a person has done, but is it legal to make a U-turn ani nga part sa kalsada? Mani gihatag example diri sa book, di ba? So, it's a legal standard, still a normative standard because it's about what you should do, what you are allowed to do. So, what you ought to do and ought not to. Or kani etiquette lang pod, no etiquette which is lighter because it's about kanang dili siya di ka i-punish if you do not do this but i-treat tingali ka nga medyo kanang dili pud dili civilized but not that refined, no? For example, when you laugh wa nimo gi-cover imong mouth nakita nimo mga kiki. So that violates a normative gihapon nga standard but just an etiquette, standard of etiquette, which is that you should cover your mouth when you laugh. Ang moral standards belong to this category of normative statements, not in the earlier example of factual statements nga kanang it's just settled by unsa man actual na hitabo, but normative statements siya because it's about what you should do, what you should not do. Should kanang mga ought. I hope that's clear now. This is elaborated further in the material. So, yeah, kindly continue reading that. Now, mao po lang, ngano importante man siya because if ethics is just about factual statements, then masulbad ang mga problema ani. For example, just by interviewing people, di ba? Or mag-questionnaire ka, kana kung factual statements lang gitudaan sa ethics because you can ask, for example, pila ka percent sa mga tao ang ni-agree nga dapat nga okay ra ang death penalty. Social science naman na siya, dili naman sa ethics because in ethics wa kay labot og usa 1% ra ang tao nga nituo na if it is right, it is right regardless of how many people believe it, right? Kaya lagi, it's not about the factual, it's about what's normative, what should be done, what should not be done. That's the normative character of ethics, ethical statements, moral statements. All right. In page 8, the authors discussed a number of characteristics that speak of the nature of moral standards. So, nga ni ko ang characteristics of moral standards. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3. Lagi pa tayo. First, although first, moral standards deal with matters that we think can seriously harm or benefit human beings. So, appeal jud ang tao, no, in the equation. The conventional moral norms against cheating, against lying, against killing deal with actions that can gravely hurt people. Second, these moral standards have universal validity. If it is morally wrong for a person A to do act X, then it is wrong to do X for anyone relevantly similar to P. Meaning, dili siya okay tungod lang kay presidente ka. Pwede mo buhaton bisag unsad simply because you're a priest. No. If it is okay to do sa anybody, then anybody else can do the same type of thing. If bawal siya to do by for example, a policeman, no? At least if another person which is relevantly similar to the situation in which the policeman is in, no? Pwede ra po na buhaton sa usa ka another person. So wala agad kung kinsay naaana nga posisyon. It's about principles that apply universally. Third, importante kayo ang moral standards in the sense that all other standards are subordinate to it. Di ba mo ni? Magiging dire. Moral standards have a particularly overriding importance. For example, A violation of the moral rule against killing or stealing is much more important than the violation of the rules of etiquette or grammar. Di ba? Layo ra kayo ang significance sa dapat sakto ka sa grammar kaysa significance sa rule against murder. Right? So, nasa overriding importance. That's the third characteristic. Then fourth, moral standards are not established by the decisions of authoritarian bodies. So, dili siya sakto because naay mga taos taas nga ingon nga mo ni sakto. Right? Dili tradition or consensus, dili agreement ang basis kung ngano makaingon ta that this action is good or bad. Instead, these principles are true in and of themselves, not based on some authority or some church father or some saint who said nga sakto ni siya, therefore okay. No? So mo ti upat. Number one, sa ganito una, it involves human beings. Number two, it has universal validity. Number three, it has an overriding importance. Number four, it is true in itself. It's not dependent on tradition or authority or consensus to be true. So, with those four characteristics of moral standards in mind, we now turn to the difference between moral standards from law, etiquette, and religion. Again. So this brings us to the, I think, last chart naman siya. Dili pa dahil. Last. But before we proceed with the last part, we now tackle the distinction between morality and other topics na normative sad, particularly etiquette, law, and religion. Start with etiquette. Kung sa gito ng etiquette, it refers to the set of rules or custom, mga naandan, di ba? In a certain social group. Mura siya it's about the rules that make us show respect or courtesy to others. For example, in eating out, for example, maghuwat ka nga masirban tanan usa ta mo sugod og kaon, di ba? Murag rude nga mag-una-una kag kaon. Kusog dingan sa okay. Pero og wa bukalit kag kaon bisag wa pa niabot ang gi-order sa uban, right? You're not immoral automatically if mukaon ka ug una, but it violates etiquette, di ba? So, lahi gyud ay ang etiquette ug morality. Why? Manay karon, no? Etiquette is different from morality in that the former is concerned with the proper behavior. Ang etiquette kuno, concerned lang siya with proper behavior, whereas ethics is concerned with right conduct. So, this brings us to the difference between behavior and conduct. Di man ang mga iring naa sa behavior, di ba? Ang mga unggoy, ang mga animals, they have behaviors. Human beings also have behaviors. But these animals, na non-human, only have behaviors, but they do not have conduct. Conduct is characteristically human. Di ba? So, kung tao ka, no, the concern now is conduct. Etiquette is also, pasabot ana, ang human beings, my God, we have the capacity to think and to decide freely, di ba? And so our actions emanate from deliberate decision making nga. Ako ning buhaton kay nga na bitaw. So we are guilty if bad atong gibuhat, right? Because we are free. We have natay rationality and therefore we can judge if this action is good or bad. And if we insist on doing it, even if we know it's wrong, mana siya, bad na siya nga behavior. Etiquette, medyo surface rin na siya, no? Sayo na because arbitrary naman ang etiquette. Culture-based, kapag na siya, dili tanang cultures mo agree nga may saktong baton or di ba? Take note. Morality is universal, di ba? So if a rule is just unique to a certain community, most likely, dili siya mga standard. If you violate an etiquette, a custom mo ng etiquette, pwede ka i-consider sa society nga ill-mannered, impolite, no, or uncivilized, but not necessarily immoral. Now, furthermore, di ko pasabot nga maayaw ka sa customs, no? You are an ardent follower of your customs in your tribe, for example, then automatically moral na ka, right? Because maligilahi na sila. Kung maayo kay ka mo follow sa rules sa inyong community, um, it doesn't mean you are ethical because pwede gani nga gamito nimo ang pag-follow sa customs to mask, no, the real kanang pag unethical ni mga actions, no, immoral ni mga actions. Pwede siya nga magamit as mask. For example, pari ka nga imong ipakita nga maayo kay ka sa liturgy, maayo kay ka sa pag-follow sa kanang steps sa liturgy nga incense to blah blah blah. Holy kay katanawon, but um ang sad if that's na siya performance na siya to smoke screen, no? Difficult kang publish, for example, pedophile kang pare. So just because maayo ka mo follow sa customs does it mean you are an ethical person. An example is given here which I find interesting. Rose Parks. Kani si Rose Parks, um, black ni siya nga woman, nga pag 1955, giingnan siya nga pahawaon sa iyang seat sa bus tungod kay naay white man nga gusto mo lingkod. So, ani nga time by the way, grabe pang discrimination sa US. But Rose Parks refused. Medyo isog siya, no? Nganong pagpapuli man ko sa akong gilingkuran just because I'm a black woman. Unsa may naa sa mga white men nga mutrample man sila sa ilang sa amo ang rights, no? That led to kuyo kay no because that led to the Montgomery bus boycott ng rebelde. Laghang kuan ni ning dako ni siya movement. Hantod nga pag 1956, the Supreme Court there decided nga ang segregation laws in Montgomery kung asa to nahitabo was unconstitutional. Katong law nga dapat mo give way ang mga black women sa mga white men in the bus, unconstitutional na siya. So, if kuan to siya, if kato si Rose Parks, mo follow lang siya sa custom, mo tindog ra po to siya. Kay buutan man sa in terms sa custom. But would it be moral to do it? No. Uh, dili siya immoral for violating the custom in the place. So just because bad ka from the lens of the tribe, from the lens of the customs sa inyong place, it doesn't mean you are truly unethical. Because as I said, as stated in the book, ethics is not concerned with etiquette. You can read the entire paragraph on your own. Let's proceed with the next one. Morality and law. What's the distinction between that? Following the law, according to the authors, is not necessarily doing what is morally right. Dili automatic nga ni follow kas balaod. Katong pag-follow nimo sa balaod, good to siya. Um, I'd like to give you an example that is not in the book. During the Second World War, there's this, of course, you know about the Holocaust, diba, sa Germany, and Hannah Arendt wrote in her book, the tingan sa book, Eichmann in Jerusalem. There she talked about how Adolf Eichmann was simply a government employee lang siya sa Germany, under ni Hitler. And then the task of Eichmann was simply to facilitate the sending of the Jews so sa train aron matod sa concentration camps adto patyon, but dili siya mismo ni patay, right? Dili si Eichmann mismo ang patay. In fact, perhaps some will say sa iyang defense kay di gid sa ganahan adto, but ning follow lang siya sa unsay giingon sa gobyerno niya, right? Because ang giingon sa gobyerno was to kuan lang, pasudlon lang ang mga Jews sa mga train nga bala to sila dito. Bisan pag kahibaw ko si Eichmann sa unsay mahitabo nga patyon day mga Jews dito sa concentration camps. So, the defense of Eichmann after napildi ang Germany, di ba, sa Second World War, sa nanay trials, no? Gitrial si Eichmann kung should he be punished for being complicit, no, in the murder of the Jews. Ang defense ni Eichmann was, I was simply following the law. Ang law ato is simply totalitarian mo tong time, fascist mo tong time, then the law is unsay giingon sa Nazi party, right? But Is that a good enough reason, no, to do an immoral act simply because it's legal? Simply because it's what the government said? Of course not. That example should make clear to you the distinction between law and morality. You can do something very legal, but actually, if you analyze the action, it's actually immoral because law and morality are distinct. Laws are not uh, universal. They're unique. Some of them are unique to a place, right? Certain time, even. There are more examples here, but wala, kaya give that law and morality are distinct. Finally, morality and religion, they're different po, di ba? Because um, religion, alita una, there's this text by Plato where Plato mentioned Euthyphro, in which Socrates asks Euthyphro, do the gods love goodness because goodness itself is good? Or is it good because the gods love it? Meaning, um, ang Ginoo ba kuno, ganahan nga mubuhat kag maayo tungod kay kato nga buhat kay maayo siya in itself? Or um, good ba tong action because the gods love it? So, ang question ani is, ang nakapamaayo ba sa act is because mao nay ganahan nga act sa Ginoo, sa gods, or um, are the actions loved by the gods because maayo na daan tong action? So, the authors are appealing to that dilemma to expose, no, the idea that religion is not necessarily identical, or what religion tells you to do is not necessarily identical with what ethics demands. Because, for example, a certain religion, for example, mga extremist, no, mga religions might teach that you must kill people. Padungon ka og public places, unya magbomba ka dito to please God. If that religion is telling you to do that, will it automatically be good because religious? Yeah, of course not. So, mo na una. Uh, the first point raised by the authors here is that moral directives by the world's greatest religions are general and usually imprecise. For example, if you look at the story of Abraham, di ba? If ikaw sa Abraham, ingnon ka sa madugog di mo nga murag si God nga daday imong anak, nga patya imong anak. Will you do it? Lisod, no? Lisod nga question. Will it become good to murder your child, innocent child, simply because you heard a voice that said, buhato na ninyo? Hmm? Immanuel Kant, for example, commented on that text in Genesis by arguing that kanang by the very fact that the action being commanded is immoral, that automatically implies that dili to God ang gastorya ni dito. Perhaps you disagree with Kant, but the point here is, manigingon sa page 11. The moral directives given by the world's great religions are general and imprecise. Dili sa tinaw. Unsa man jud? Without going into the question if tinuod ba na nga mo jud giingon sa Ginoo, is our interpretation of the text correct? It's another question. Second, amo ni, can we be really certain what God wants us to do? Sure lagi ta. Nga lahi-lahi man ang giingon sa lain religions about what God wants us to do. Dili nga na ang ethics, because ethics is objective, it's universal. Wa sa gaagad kung unsa ka nga tradisyon. Third, as rational beings, we are doing ourselves a disservice if we simply base our judgment of what's right or wrong based on what religion dictates. So, manigingon ni Kant no nga, we human beings, by virtue of our free will, we are autonomous. Autos is self, nomos law. So, we are self-legislating in the sense that if moingon ta nga good or bad ang action simply because some other person says that it's good or bad, it's a disservice. It's an insult to our freedom and freedom of the will to simply accept it. No? simply because ingon sila, somebody powerful tells you to accept that goods are bad. No, instead, in ethics, we look for principles that are reasonable principles. Ethics is subordinate to rationality, not to tradition, not to religion, not to ganina, to political authorities, not to etiquette, mga social conventions. So I hope it's clear to you now what moral standards are. Dili siya reducible to all those other normative bases. Na nagitas last part. Ang last part is about ethical relativism, moral relativism. Kanami itong, imo po na. Bad to siya. Tubagon na kag-adi. Pero nako, good to siya. Magbuti ka. That's ethical relativism. So it's the view that all moral principles are valid relative to a particular society or a particular person. We call it ethical relativism. It's the idea that there's no objective standard of right or wrong that applies universally. Now, lisod kayo na if you hold the position because mahog nga we cannot judge if a certain immoral act like the murder of a baby, if ethical relativist ka, you cannot say that it's wrong because what if sakto to para niya, para sa perpetrator, right? So sige, at ato nang agianon, di ba? But there's a distinction presented in the book between ethical objectivism and ethical relativism. Moto, ethical objectivism is the view that there are really standards of what is right or wrong, independent of who said so, independent of kanang kinsay nagtuo ana or what. Mura bag katong ingon pag first discussion nga whether you believe that the law of gravity is real or not. Di ka mo ka-float simply because you do not believe in gravity. Whether even if you disagree with gravity, you're still bound by it. According to ethical objectivism, even if you disagree with an ethical principle, it doesn't shield you from accountability because the ethical standard is not dependent on your personal belief mo ethical objectivism. Whereas, ang opposite, ethical relativism, valid gyud ang imong belief simply because mo na tinuod para nimo, mo na sakto para nimo, right? It's independent. Now, this relativism or ethical relativism has two types. Na ay cultural ethical relativism, we also have individual ethical relativism. Kaning cultural ethical relativism, also called ethical conventionalism, simply says that what is right or wrong is valid based on your culture. So, medyo bigger siya, dili lang imo-imo. So if paraan nga tribe that's good or bad, then good or bad na siya based on what the culture believes. Kung ari po ka sa individual ethical relativism, it's about what your personal belief is. And it says that sakto ang action if it's sakto based on your personal principle. It's bad if it's wrong according to your personal belief. We call this individual ethical relativism. We call that ethical subjectivism because here ethics becomes dependent on the subject, meaning ikaw may agad the individual mo basihan, right? Dili ikaw agad, ni mo magagad ang rightness or wrongness of the action. Now, kining individual, you can read this on your own. Dito taas sa Senate. Anita ditso sa nganong naay mga tao nga motuo ana kanang ethical relativism. And three arguments have been presented here why it's tempting to believe that morality is subjective or relative. And the three arguments are the diversity argument, the dependency argument, and the toleration argument. Let's start with the first one. The diversity argument is premised on the factual or empirical claim that moral beliefs and moral values vary from culture to culture. Meaning, kita man ta nga lahi-lahi gyud og moral frameworks, moral standards ang lain-laing cultures. From that, they infer, no, mo make sila sa conclusion nga therefore the only way to explain the differences, no, the variety of moral standards is that wala gyud objective standard. Doon kilay-lahi gud ta og perception about it. Therefore wala gyud, no, wala common, wala universal. Lahi-lahi gyud kara culture. That's the first claim. That's the first argument. We call that the diversity argument. The second argument, by the way, gi-detail pa niya sa libro, but I'm just gidisuran na pagka-explain. The second reason, the second argument is the dependency argument. In so many dependency argument. According to the dependency argument, an individual culture's norms, of which religious traditions are a part of, affect his or her views of what is right or wrong. So pasabot ani, kung unsa imong context, kung asa ka na tawo, kung unsa asa ka gadako, no? Mo pa ni ma-adapt ni mga culture. So including your belief about what's right or wrong, right? So we call this the dependency argument because ga-depend ang imuhang moral framework to your upbringing, to nurture, di ba? Instead of nature. Mo na nga, each is appropriate to and to be judged only in terms of the culture in which it is situated. Example, eating buka og iro, no? Some cultures okay ra na, others dili okay. So, from that premise, they argue that because dependent man ang imuhang moral framework sa imong upbringing, sa imong culture, then wala gyoy objective fact of the matter as to whether an action is right or wrong. It's all dependent on your upbringing or what society tells you is right or wrong. This is the second reason, second argument. The third argument is called the toleration argument. This third argument simply says, relativism may be the right way of looking at morality since it offers the promise of tolerance and understanding, attitudes that most of us value highly. So, pasabot, if dili ka tolerant, pasabot, hadlok nga because you might be tempted to do ethnic cleansing to a certain group that is inferior to you or that is bad, that is immoral. Therefore, the best thing to do is to tolerate. Dawato na to, nga lahi-lahi ta. O ganang ethical frameworks. And that is treated as an argument for ethical relativism. In the sense that it is the proposition, it's the position that is conducive to toleration as an attitude towards differences in beliefs and values. So, mati three ka mga major attractions of ethical relativism. But naapoy mga objections against ethical relativism. Unsa man nga objections? Una, according to the material, illogical kuno ang relativist argument. Kay just because lahi-lahi tag belief about something, it doesn't mean walay objective truth of the matter about it. Ang gihatag example diri, example, kanang question about ang sun ba gid may center or ang earth may center. Lahi-lahi mo tag answer ana across different points of history. But does it mean there's no objective answer about that question? No. No. Not objective answer. It's just that some people do not know it yet kay wa pa sila kaabot sa discovery, no, ni Copernicus. So, just because we lack consensus about something, it doesn't mean that there's no objective answer. So, What does it mean? Does it mean this means that despite the diversity of views about morality, some are just wrong and ang uban nasakto pod, no? There's an objective truth about the matter. Okay. Ikaduha. So, buti first argument ha. Just because there's variety, does it mean there's no objective answer? Second point. Na ako na bad implications, negative implications if we accept ethical relativism. Unsa man nga ethical implication? Oh, kani. Some people personally sa ilahang individual value system, good nga, for example, to kill their enemies, religious enemies, because that's God's will. If you are an ethical relativist, you cannot argue against them because that is right on their standards. By saying that there's no objective standards, you are not in any position at all to say that what they're doing is wrong. Pasagdan na nimo sila nga mopatay ang mga tao because you have said, you commit to the idea that there's no objective standard of what's right or wrong. So you cannot make any value judgment even against actions that are obviously immoral. Right? So daghan pa examples diha. Another argument. If there is no objective standards of what is right or wrong, according to the authors, moral progress will be compromised. Impossible ang progress in the morality of humanity. Sa una, for example, grabe ka patriarchal. Nagyan po ng patriarchy man ron, pero grabe dun sa una. Right? Even racism, grabe sa una. But at least karon na murag na mitigate na gamay. Now, if you are an ethical relativist, you will not be able to say that the current state of affairs is better. Yung anong mo bet mo yung kag better. If you say that the current state of affairs nga na-minimize ang racism, na-minimize ang patriarchy, then you are assuming an objective standard. Di ba? Naka-standard gigamit to evaluate the present as better and the past as worse. So for you to be able to say that the present is better, na na-minimize ang patriarchy, you assume a standard that is objective, independent of kanus ang period in history. Right? That's the third argument. Yeah, naadjud po yung mga, another reason, perhaps kuno the strongest kuno, according to the authors, is that some moral beliefs and practices vary among cultures, yes. Pero naagi universally true nga standards. Nga obvious to for example, that human beings have the right to life, that human beings have the right to truth, di ba? And that justice is objectively valuable, di ba? Agad kung kinsa ka, that we must desire for peace, we must give, for example, bawal gid mamakak, no? Or in fact, truth telling as a value, or corruption as problematic, di ba? Morally. Kana, obviously, objective gina siya. And we cannot say that just because a culture is different from ours, then mahimo na tong negotiable. Right? Mahimo na tong contingent. So, to summarize everything, no? Taas to siya nga discussion, right? And more again, I have to give you this recording because of my klase tomorrow and Friday on site. So, to summarize, taas clinical minutes. We talked about the distinction between morality and ethics, right? Ethics is the discipline that examines moral standards. Pero ang moral standards, lahi-lahi na per person or per community. Morality is katong lahi-lahi per person or community. Ethics is the discipline that studies objectively these different moralities. And there are different branches of or areas of ethics, diba? Meta-ethics, normative ethics, and applied ethics. Whereas katong descriptive ethics usually mabilong lang to sa ubang fields like anthropology, sociology, and psychology. Next, we characterize ethics or moral statements as normative, meaning it's about what should be done. It's not about what actually is done, is being done. Yeah. Moral standards have different features. Number one, they deal with matters that we think can seriously harm or benefit human beings, in particular, subject matter. Two, they have universal validity. Three, they uh, trump all other values in importance. And number four, wala sila gaagad sa authoritarian bodies nga maingon nga muni sa actor they're based on what's rational to hold. Then finally we talk about ethical relativism, right? We have arguments in support of it and against it, but first we distinguish between individual ethical relativism and cultural ethical relativism. Katong individual we call that ethical subjectivism, and katong collective we call that ethical conventionalism. And the reasons we already tackled the different arguments for and against ethical relativism. So to end, I will give you a very brief activity. Nara po ni siya sa kwan. Nara po ni siya sa material. Wherein you will write your answer to these questions. Number one, you must distinguish ethics from morality. Number two, you must identify and differentiate the three general subject areas in ethics. Three, answer the question, how does ethics differ from other studies about morality? And four, define ethical relativism and discuss three arguments in support of it. And finally, identify and explain the points against ethical relativism. There are further discussion questions that are being presented here. Number one, think of moral beliefs that you have held on from childhood but come to question when you grow older. What were the sources of these beliefs? What made you question these beliefs as you mature in life? Ako ni apilon, kay mura dindot ni siya. Number two, cite specific socio-political issues in our society today. Which among these would you consider as moral issues? These are actually interesting questions. Explain. Number three, should our laws be always founded in morality or only to a certain extent? Also interesting question. Number four, does morality vary from one culture to another? Lami na to ni i-on-site ni mga questions. Should it be based on the social or cultural norm of the society? Defend your answer. 5. Consider certain practices that are accepted in one religion but rejected in another. Is the difference matter of religious belief or of moral principles? All right, we'll stop there. Kindly keep posted sa Google Classroom because there I'll provide you with the instructions in how to answer this activity. Thank you so much, and I hope you learn something.